will join. I'm sure the others will join. So just like I'm saying, so everybody's level of problems is different from where you are. Your problem will be different from mine. The problem will be different from any other person you know. Until you come to understand this, you cannot have that podium to mount and see the future. If you are not able to understand this, you cannot mount the podium and see the future. Some people think that when you get rich, or when the rich guys, they don't have problems. Hey, no, everybody has a problem. Everybody has a problem. Even the president of your country, his excellency Tinubu, he has a problem. My country here, we have problems. Individually, we have problems. So we need to come to the understanding that everybody has problem. Number two, we need to come to the understanding that we need to be positive. We need to have that possibility mindset, so that that will give us that kind of platform to creatively manufacture a solution to our problems. I'm talking about all these things because of the thing we are saying, that build strategies for building wealth in hard times. And hard times come when there are problems. You understand? Hard times come when we have problems. So let's go ahead and then look at what I want to share with you to help you to have
So we
strategy,
bought fuel.
to give you strategies.
Nyanya,
If you can
nyanya.
mute yourself, I'll be very happy. If you can mute yourself, let me see. Okay, yes. So I'm come to show you strategies that will help you to what, make wealth even in hard times. Okay, and the scripture I wanted to share with you, that's what I'm starting with. I wanted to share a scripture with you, and the scripture is in Luke chapter 14 verse 28. You can continue to about 30. Okay, it says that, it says that for which of you, intending to build a tower, seated down, seated not down first and count the cost, whether he have sufficient to finish it. There's another version. Okay, this is the KJV 21st century version. There's a message version. It says that, is there anyone here who, planning to build a new house, doesn't sit down and figure the cost, so you will know if you can complete it? What is this scripture trying to say? This scripture is trying to say that, can you imagine somebody who wants to build a house and the person does not plan, doesn't sit down to plan how to build a house? There is nobody, who wants to build a house and then the person doesn't sit down to get, to plan and get where to buy the land, the money to use to buy the land, which architectural drawings you have to have, or the building plan, or
So please, we can't hear you.
Hello. Wow.
We
So
can't
I've
hear
been
you.
talking. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Yeah.
Where did you lose me?
Having a plan.
Okay. So what I'm trying to say that you must have a plan. Okay, you must have a
Yes,
plan.
sir.
And the plan that I'm talking about, this one is a financial plan because we are talking about what? Wealth here. So for you to build wealth, there should be a plan. And I'm going to teach you the effective way of having financial plans. And let me go back to the slide because it looks like you guys lost me. So, just like I
Yeah.
said, if you want to be wealthy, that's a subtopic of this topic. If you want to be wealthy, have a plan. If you don't have a plan, look, no matter who you are, if you are earning 100,000 US dollars in a year, you will be poor. You will be, it's not a curse. Your mother in the village has not cursed you. Your auntie in the village has not cursed you. Your grandmother in the village has not cursed you. You have brought the curse upon yourself by not having a plan. So automatically, if you don't have a plan, you have cursed yourself to be poor. And I say this because even the one who is on the street selling ice water, the one who is on the street selling tissues or anything, the person who is earning 5,000 naira a month, the person who is earning 1,000 naira a month, the person who is earning 100,000 a month, those guys, if they don't have a plan, they will still go down and walk in the alleys of poverty. So you need to have a plan. Now, in this section, I'm looking at 8 things here. I'm going to look at statistics of what has been said around um, financial literacy and personal finances or finances. Then I'll delve into the planning, the types of it, and I'm going to show you the financial position, how you can determine your financial position. Because before you have a plan, you should look at the financial position, you should look at where you stand in your finances. Because I am sure if you are in Port Harcourt and you want to go to Lagos, there is a place that you actually have to stand to get a car, or if there's a flight, there is a place you have to go to get the flight to go to what? Lagos from Port Harcourt. So you should know and you should have a position. Now, after that, I'm going to show you about setting smart goals. Then we move on to the various financial plans everybody, every Tom, Dick, and Harry should have. If you are having that and you earn even 1,000 naira, you are going to make it in this life. In the next 20 years, in the next 25 years, I assure you, you'll be a millionaire. So let's look at the statistics. Now, this is a statistics that was done by PwC. I don't know if we know about PwC. If you know about PwC, let me see some your best emoji in the comment section or in the chat box. I want to see whether we are all paying attention. If you know PwC, Price Waterhouse Coopers, give me your favorite emoji. Right. Ozioma Emanuela says 100%. Great. He's going for all her goals. Oh, it's only Emanuela that is listening. Okay, so Emanuela, this is from me to you. Listen, in this survey done by PwC in 2023, just last year, about 57% of employees, in fact, the search was done on employees around the world, okay, those who are working. And he said that 57%, more than half, say that finances are the top cause of their stress. And I know all of us here can bear to us, the 7 people here on this call can bear to us to this, that we always are stressed because of our finances. Sometimes you look at somebody, you see the person, and the person's countenance has changed. That is not the normal countenance that the person has. But the person, you are not able to figure out what is wrong. In fact, I can predict that, and probably I will be correct. it is because of finances. That's why the person is moody. It's because of finances. That's why the person's face has changed. You get it? So now, what are some of the drivers that they found out in this survey? Number one is sleep. People are not able to sleep. So you see the chart there. Sleep, 56% are not able to sleep. When it comes to mental health, people are affected by their mental health. So these are the more like the top five effects that finances have on employees. 55% say they are having mental issues. 50% say that their self-esteem has reduced. They don't have that confidence again to go into public to talk about money and all that. And 44% are saying that it has affected their physical health. That's so amazing. I mean, this is shocking to me, that even your finances can have a physical deformity or a physical effect on you. And of course, the last one that you see in various homes, in relationships and all that, 40% say that it affects their relationship in the home. So you see some couples fighting, you see a boyfriend and a girlfriend dating, trying to marry, fighting. I mean, friends fighting here and there. It's all because of finances. So it is very imperative and it's very critical that we all plan our finances well. And this is a strategy, a sure way strategy to help you to make that well. Now let's move ahead. What then is financial planning? What then is financial planning? Financial planning, I say, is the process of evaluating an individual's or a family's current financial situation. You identify your financial goals and you create a comprehensive strategy to achieve those goals. So there are three things we are looking at here. We are saying that assess your current financial situation. Okay. What are you seeing in your financial situation? From what you see, that is where you'll be able to identify the loopholes and you see which kind of bitumen you are going to what apply that loopholes on your road to financial independence. So that is where you are going to set your goals. Then now you are going to devise a strategy of getting the bitumen to smoothing your road to financial independence or wealth. A strategy to help you to get your goals. So if we look at financial plan, then we are looking at your budget. Okay, your budget, very important. If you don't have a budget from today, if you are sitting under the sound of my voice from today, repent, get a budget. If you don't have a budget, you are failing miserably in life. You are failing and nobody is telling you, but I'm here to tell you, get a budget. Don't earn your salary or your stipend and then you begin, after spending it, you sit down and you are telling yourself, how did I spend this money? Where does this money go? Hey, I didn't know that I bought this, that. No, that is accounting for the money. That is not budgeting. Budgeting is where you put in place your income against your proposed expenditure, and you are able to direct your income to go where it's supposed to go according to your financial plan. Then financial plan also involves savings and investing, tax planning, retirement planning, that's my favorite, and then risk management. So then let's look at the various financial plans I'm talking about. We are talking about one, emergency. Number two, emergency fund. I will explain later. Number two, we are looking at posterity or generational plan or an education plan for your kid or for your niece or nephew, whoever you want to support. Then we look at an investment income plan. Then number four, you look at a retirement plan. If you have these four financial plans, you are good in life. You are good in life. You are heading towards the road to financial independence. In fact, you will be walking on the boulevard of wealth creation. These four, don't worry your head about anything. These four, just have these four and concentrate on your life and your career, building your life and career and having a good relationship with God. Now, let's look at the financial position. How do you determine your financial position? It's very simple. It's very simple. We do that by using the formula called financial position is equal to your asset minus your liability. So what this means is that now before you determine your financial position, you need to list all your assets, just like it's been written there. You need to list all your assets. Your asset could be cash. Your asset could be cash. Is my screen still dark?
No, it's
No.
clear.
It's
It's
clear.
blurring.
It's clear. Right. So your asset could be cash, could be your money in your salary account, it could be your investment, it could be your house, it could be your land, it could be your car, your furniture. I mean, assets, anything that you own. OWN, anything that you own that brings you satisfaction in life or that makes you more money, those are your assets. So you list them. Now you look at liabilities. Liabilities are the things that you owe, 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 the things that you have the responsibility and obligation to give it out, because if you don't do it, you might be in problem or you might be in trouble. That is you looking at things like loans, rent, mortgages, I mean, and what have you. All the liabilities, things that you have, even the ones you have borrowed from your friends, they are liabilities when it comes to financial planning and wealth creation. After that, you try to value all the lists that you have putting down. Under the asset, how much is your cash? You put it there, 100,000 naira. How much is your investment? 5,000 naira. How much is your home? 1 million naira or 20 million naira. How much is the land? 100,000 naira. You list, you value them, you put all those values beside it. Then you do same for liabilities. Then you add all the assets and you add all the liabilities. Then you subtract the liabilities from the asset. The amount of money you see there is your net worth. This is how much you are worth as a person. This is your financial position. Sometimes you get a negative, which means that there's a lot of work to do. And on top of my head, I can say outright that if it is negative, it means that your liabilities are higher than your assets. You have borrowed more money, you owe more people, you are not putting your finances well, you are not so disciplined with your finance. So the obligations that you have to do is has ballooned, it's up there, and your assets are rather down. So now we need to build your assets more and then cut your liabilities by avoiding probably further loans or whatever, so that we can build your assets and then bring you back to a good financial position. If it is positive, then we say, okay, you have done well, but how can you improve on it? Then you set goals based on that. And that is what I'm talking about. Is this too difficult to understand?
We're good.
Okay, okay. So I'm wondering why Aboje is having sorry for the pronunciation if I don't mention it well. You still see my screen to be dark, but others are not. Try to log out and log back in and let's see. So now let's look at setting SMART goals. So SMART here, we are just talking about the abbreviation SMART. S to mean specific, M to mean measurable, A to mean achievable, R to mean realistic, and T to mean time bound or timelines. So then before we go into that, what is actually a personal financial goal, or what is the personal finance goal? It is the financial and monetary desired end results of an individual. Okay. is the financial and monetary desire end result of an individual who wants to achieve this probably in the short term, in the medium term, or in the long term. That is what a financial goal is. Now, if you go to setting your financial goal in a smart way, then we are saying that that goal that you want to set, it must be specific. Number one, you need to put your hand to it. You need to say specifically that I want to build a house worth $20 million. I want to build an emergency fund worth 20,000 naira. I want to build a retirement fund of 100 million naira. You need to have a specific thing. Don't say that I want to retire financially rich. No, that is not a goal. You better not even waste your time saying that or writing it somewhere or writing it in your diary. Don't waste your time, because you are never ever going to achieve that, because it's not specific. But if you want to achieve it and then run with it, you need to say that I want to have 20 million naira retirement fund and enjoy life at retirement. That's what you have to do. Number two, it should be measurable. You should be able to measure your goal. When we say measurable, we are trying to say that after setting your goal, and a financial advisor helps you to determine the the amount you are supposed to contribute to the fund every month, it gives you that system where you can say that, okay, it's past 6 months. Let me go back to my account and see whether I've been able to contribute exactly what I said I would do. And that is measurability. You have created a system to measure. So you can go back to your bank account and check your statement. If some of the months are missing, then it means that you are not working according to your goals. Number three, it has to be achievable. Don't set goals that are high beyond you. I remember a client, he's a businessman and he manufactures shoes and slippers. And I went to do a personal finance consulting for him and then a business consulting for him. And in his personal finance, after giving him the diagnostics document and diagnosing him, trying to find his financial positions and all that, after finishing, we said we are setting the goals. And he set a goal that was beyond him. Okay. He was setting whilst we are eating Ghana cedis or we are spending Ghana cedis, he has set in dollars. I'm not saying it's wrong, it's good. But when you look back, you realize that it's not achievable because his inflows or his income does not match that goal that he has set. That's why we are saying that it has to be achievable. Even if you stretch yourself a little, you should be able to achieve it. And in fact, if it is achievable, it will probably be realistic. And that is the what fourth one from the smart goals. R. Fourth one is R. It's realistic. Realistic. Then we say that it is time bound. You need to give it timelines. If you don't give your goals timelines, you are never going to work at it. Give your goals timelines. If you don't give your goals timelines, no amount of fasting and prayers, no amount of prophecy always an opportunity for us to implement the creative to achieve certain things, because God has laid the road straight for us. He has set principles for us. We just need to know, move ahead. We just need to know, pray for his guidance and his mercy, and then ahead to achieve it. Don't sit and say, I'm going to church to go and pray. 40 days fasting. It is good. I'm not saying it's bad. But after praying, you have to get to work. Roll up your created the heavens, and then you have opened them. You are moving with the heavens, host of angels, God backing you. And so nothing is stopping you. So you need to get to work. But if you do that and you are not getting to work, it means that you are wasting the resources of heaven. And so you need to set timeline. So for example, I want to build a retirement fund of 2 million naira by the age of 40. That is how it should be. And so now let's get into the various plans. Now, this is an emergency fund. Emergencies will always come. Emergencies, when they are coming, the surprising thing is that they don't give you any notification. When emergencies are coming, they don't give you any notification. Just like somebody will say, we are going to you saw a notification on your phone, and so you are aware that there's going to be a conference. Look, when emergencies are coming, you will never see a notification. It just happens. So what do? You need to have a plan for emergencies because they are going to happen. No matter who you are, no matter how you have gone in life, no matter how you are even deep with God's with spiritual things, emergencies are going to happen. I, I,
I cannot hear anything. No.
It's not only you. Even me too, I can't hear anything. It's as if his network is bad.
Hello, guys. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Yes, we can hear you, but we cannot see us.
Okay, I'll bring it up. Can you see the slides now?
Okay, yeah.
Yes. So I was saying that somebody should give me the average salary. Just mention
50,000.
2,000 a month, right?
50,000 Nigerian currency.
50,000 a month. Okay.
Yeah.
So for you to have an emergency fund, just like I said, you should have a budget. Okay. And your budget, you have two things that we can see on your budget: your income and your expenses. So on your income side, you write your salary, 50,000 naira. Now when you come to expenses, you list all the things that you have on your budget. And in fact, i have I have something I call smart budget. Smart budget. With this smart budget, the structure is different from a normal one. Okay. And that's what is the smart budget? I'm giving it to you for free. This is something that I teach my own clients. And the smart budget means that you are going to list your contributions to your financial plans first as part of your expenses before the other non-discretionary ones come. When I talk about non-discretionary, I'm talking about the one that you can even not negotiate, like your transportation, your food, your rent, your utilities. That one, whether you are working or you are not working, you have to pay. You can negotiate. You understand? So before you spend on those ones, you have to actually spend on your financial plans before those ones will come. Now, if you do that and you total it, and let's say you have about 40,000 naira as your whole expenses in a month, what you can do is that, per the rule of thumb of emergency fund, you need to multiply that 40,000 naira by 6, okay, which is going to give you 240,000 naira. And that figure is your emergency number. Please, do you understand? That figure is your emergency number. And so you need to start building your emergency fund to match the 240,000 naira. That's how to determine your emergency fund number and build it from there. Okay. The second plan I'll be talking about is the posterity or legacy fund. This one, you are trying to do it for your kids. And so what you do is that you try to put up a plan for them, and then you put some small monies for the next 15, 20 years. So by the time they are done with university, they can start life well. Can you imagine if your daddy put in some 1,000 naira every month in a mutual fund that use about 20% in a year? Do you know how much you'll be worth? Let me do that calculation for you to see. 1,000 naira every month. Your parent is putting their 1,000 naira. They did it for you for 20 years in a mutual fund. It is earning averagely 20% in a year. You would have been worth a double of a million. That is 2.5 million naira. You can be called a millionaire. You are just starting life, a graduate from a university, because your parents put down some investment money for you. So you see, we can create this and we can have life to be better, because there are certain battles that our kids should not battle. There are some battles that our kids should not fight. There are some battles that our kids should not get themselves involved, because we got ourselves involved, we fought it, we won, and then we have the keys to make them better. In fact, the children, they have their own battles to fight. They have their own battles to fight. And those battles you cannot fight for them. But with this kind of battle of starting life well, you have to do it for them. Just like the Bible says in Proverbs, a good father leaves an inheritance for his children's children. So it means that not only even your children, oh, you have to leave it even for your children's children, your grandchildren. So it is very important that you do this. The third investment plan you should have is an investment income fund or plan. This is where you put little monies aside, and I'm going to give you a chart to see how or to give you an idea of how your money can actually work for you in these plans. Investment income fund. This one, you are trying to put down some monies aside to build some amount of money so that when you invest it, maybe I don't know if Nigeria you have every country has treasury bills, so I'm sure you guys have treasury bills, and I know your treasury bills are high. Okay, the interest there is high, even though inflation is also high. So you are not getting real returns on your money, but it is good for you to also still invest so that the returns that are coming can support you in your daily expenses or your monthly expenses or your quarterly expenses. So you need to build an investment fund purposely to help you to spend your to cater for certain expense items in the month. And we look at the last one, which is the retirement. The retirement here, we are trying to say that you are putting down a special fund of which you can set your goal and then give yourself any amount, give yourself time, gradually build it. In fact, do you know that if you wait till about 10 years to your retirement. I don't know about Nigeria. I don't know if it is 60 years to go on retirement per the constitution of Nigeria. But in Ghana here, per the constitution of Ghana, if you are 60 years, you have to go and rest. You have to go on retirement. In America, it's 65. Okay. Recently, is it Japan or China? They are trying to review their retirement age increases because there's a lot of pressure on the pension fund in the country. So this tells you that even your country's pension fund is having pressure. So if you depend on it, you may have difficulties at retirement. So you need to build your own. Okay, you need to build your own, and so therefore have some monies put down to help you to build retirement so that you can go on retirement financially independent and wealthy without going to anybody to beg for money or calling your children to beg for money. Now, let's look at some scenarios here. Looking at the numbers, this is Ghana cedis, but just replace the Ghana cedis with Naira. Imagine that you are doing about 300 Naira. Maybe you are about 30 years now. You are doing 300 Naira, okay, for the next 30 years to go on retirement at an average rate of 15%. This is what you'll be having in the next 30 years, 1.2 million naira. You are a millionaire at retirement. If let's say, as for you can, your salary is huge, you can do much, and you are saying that you are doing 900 naira for the next 30 years, you have 3.8 million, almost 4 million. Okay, so this is how your money works, and this is how you can make wealth for yourself. And in fact, let me sound this warning: there is nothing like quick money. There is nothing like quick money. Those things, they just fade away quickly, and you'll be stressed and you'll be stranded. This is a sure way. Is this a sure way? You take your time to achieve it. Okay, it gives you that peace of mind. It doesn't give you stress. You will not be counted in the 80% of people who are stressed, or per the survey 57% who are stressed. You'll be okay for yourself. And so this is what I want you to do, because this is a sure strategy that you can do. I'm doing it for myself. I have my kids accounts, my two girls. I'm starting their wealth building fund in the next 2 months. Myself, I have my retirement. My wife has his retirement. I'm building my emergency fund. I am building my income, my investment income fund, and other things. You can do it too. You can do it too. You just need your plan and then you follow through. So thank you so much. And then I'm glad to have your questions. That's if you have some, then I will share my thoughts on it. If you want to contact me on WhatsApp, you can use the first number. This is my contact. That's the first number. So you just add +233 and then you take the zero out. Then you can save it. Plus, or Dorcas can share with you. If you want to send me an email here, this is my email. We can talk. If you want help with your finances, to build your finances, have plans, I have my various packages there. We can share with you to see how best we can take you through all these things so that you can build wealth. So let me receive your questions. Thank you. Please, any question? Please, if you have a question, you can raise your hand and then we'll call you to talk. Okay, no questions. Abuji. Is it Abuja or Abuja?
Aboje.
Aboje. Okay, okay, okay. Thanks for the correct pronunciation. Dorcas, is there
No
any
problem.
question?
Okay.
Emanuela,
Um,
questions?
please also, guys, you're also free to share what you've learned. In case of where you don't have questions, you could just like let Sir Benjamin know some of the things you're happy to have learned today. So that we can move forward. So it's both a question and a feedback session. Are we sending in our questions? Do we have any contribution? Do you have anything striking you have learned today that you would love to just let Saben know before we the meeting shortly? If there's no contributions or questions.
David, somebody has sent his contribution and what they have learned. So if you can read that. Okay, so sorry. Abuja is saying that I'm happy that I learned about the legacy fund. I didn't know that I could do it that way. I always thought wealth could only be passed through wills. Yeah. So wealth is not only passed through wills, but you can also do this. And then in fact you have to have a will. Everybody has to have a will. So at certain point in your life, you should. is not something difficult. You should just write some things down. You just go and see a lawyer. The lawyer more like certify it. Then you are good. And then it says, "Thank you for the insightful session, Mr. Benjamin. The part of planning is important in regards to what? Yes, definitely. It's very important." So I think there are no questions, there are no
Oh,
um
okay, I think I
comments.
just have. Sorry, I think I have a question.
Okay.
Can you hear me? Okay. This one has to do with insurances, and I don't think it doesn't really. I don't know maybe if it applies so much in Nigeria here, but I know in some other parts of the world, people have insurances for almost everything: life insurance, this one insurance, health insurance. So what would be your advice to us here and as to inculcating insurances into our planning for wealth building? Is this something we should really pay attention to, or we should just um continue living our lives and hoping that nothing will happen to us in those different areas?
Okay. So that's a good one. That's a good question. We have to pay attention to insurance. So if you remember, I when I was talking about financial planning and what it is and what it involves, I mentioned risk management. So insurance is a risk management tool that you use to support yourself. Okay.
Yeah.
There are certain risks that you cannot tackle. You need to share the risk. And insurance is about sharing the risk you cannot handle to an insurance company who is specialized in taking risk. You understand?
Okay.
So here I
Yeah.
didn't bring insurance is a very important part of the plan. As I've mentioned before, the fifth one actually is insurance planning. I didn't add it here because I didn't want you to make it so long. But insurance is very, very important. You should add that to your
Wow.
plan. What I advise to people, advice I give to people is that one, have a life insurance, very important, so that when you are no more, these monies are bequeathed to your family to take care of you, to take care of themselves. You should have a motor
Yeah.
insurance. In Ghana here, motor insurance by law is compulsory. You cannot escape it. I don't know of Nigeria,
Okay.
but you should have a motor insurance so that when you have an accident, you can get back to the road and then you are good. Okay, so for example, yesterday, in fact, it was a bad news, but God knows best. Someone stole my car just yesterday. My car was
Wow.
stolen. Yes, and I have a motor insurance. In fact, a comprehensive motor policy. So what it means is that if the police cannot find it, if the insurance get a report that the police has not find it, have not found it after three
Yeah.
months, it will be bought for me, or the money, the worth, or the value of the car will be
Wow.
given back to me. You guys, so that's a typical
Okay.
example. So it's very important.
Risk
But
management.
I disapprove of people who have insurance for almost everything. For me, I disapprove of that. I won't say it's wrong
Okay.
outrightly. I won't say it's wrong outrightly, but I disapprove of that. Why do I disapprove? And on which basis? I disapprove on that because if you are doing an insurance analysis, okay, just opposing it to your investment that you can do, you are always going to
Yeah.
have about 20%, 30% lower um, return, let me say, than
Okay.
your investment. If you have invested that money, okay, if you have invested that money, you would have made 20% more or 30% more than what the
Yeah.
insurance give you as the assured, as the sum assured. You get
Yeah.
it. So for example, one of my client, he was doing an insurance, paying very huge premiums. And I said, look, I don't think this is a good one. I did an analysis on it, and boom, if he had invested those money, he would have made more money. than the insurance is giving. Because at the end of the day, insurance, when they take the money, the premiums, what they pay out, what is left, they invest it. And when they are
Yeah.
investing, they bring it to the investment bankers to invest. So the investment banker will have to make a cut or a margin on the money before the insurance
Yeah.
person to have a margin on the money, before whatever is left belongs to whoever has to be paid to get it.
Yeah.
So there's no way you are going to get more as compared to insurance. So insurance is
Mm.
good, but not for everything. You should, at
Yeah.
most, you should get a life insurance, a motor insurance, a health insurance. These three at most. You don't need to get four,
Okay.
five, six. No, 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 no. I mean, it will be you
What
better
about
in.
building insurance?
Yes,
How?
building insurance too is good. I mean, more like asset, insuring your asset. Okay, that one too is very good. So that if there's any flood or fire outbreak and all that, you can have yourself compensated and get you back to life. So if you have a building that you have built yourself, your proper your furniture and everything is in that building, you can go for it. It's also good.
Yeah.
So because at least that um that risk cannot be achieved by yourself is huge. Okay, it
Yeah.
is huge. So when you exchange with the insurance people, it is good for you.
Wow.
Okay, say what of disability insurance? Disability insurance is good, is more like the life insurance. Okay, it's more like the life insurance. So what happens is that sometimes life insurance is actually to secure a life, so that because you are the breadwinner of the family, or probably you are the one feeding the family, and so when you lose your job, your family cannot feed. Okay, so the idea behind this is that we are insuring you are insuring against any risk that hinders your life. And one of the things that hinders our life is injury, because injury may cause as a disability. You cannot work anymore. So when doctor certify that you can't work anymore, the insurance is supposed to pay you certain amount of money to take care of yourself and the family. So disability is more like into life insurance. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, just one more question. It was crossing my mind, and we're talking about financial planning, but I was somewhat looking at it from a I want to come maybe from a kingdom perspective.
Okay.
So, in what category can we really place um funds, or it's not out of place to have a placement for funds you want to use for maybe um charity giving, sowing of seeds, because we have retirement fund, we have emergency fund. And okay, if maybe for example, maybe you get an outright instruction or a leading to do a particular thing, and maybe you've locked up your emergency fund for like some certain period of years, is there a category where in your planning the resources currently available can be pulled out from to cater, or you have a separate um pocket, or a separate um should I say a separate aspect for planning for resources you want to use for certain good cause? Hello?
Hi, David. Okay,
Yeah,
so
I
I
don't.
get I get the question.
Okay.
So you are trying to see if it is good to have more like a charity plan,
Yes. Or some,
or let me
yeah.
say a kingdom support plan or a fund.
Yeah.
Yes, I think that is I mean one of the brilliant ideas you could have. In fact, you don't actually always have to have a leading or a spiritual
Yeah.
prompting to have
Yeah.
it. If you feel that is good, and you believe in the blessings in it, go ahead and do it. But you should know that it is coming from the very income you have, and so you have to do it with wisdom. Don't do it so much that because you think that, oh, God will bless me, God has to bless, so you are doing so much, and in life itself you are struggling. That is not wise. You need to do it proportionately to fit the kind of lifestyle you have, and God will bless you. Just like the woman who in the temple gave the least in the church. Jesus said that this is the woman who has given much. So you don't actually have to give those huge amounts to, get the approval or the blessings of God. The little you can, because God knows that that is what you can do, and He will bless you accordingly. So it's good to have such a plan, but okay, there's a condition or there's a caveat that make sure you do with proportionity according to the income that you have. Do you
Okay.
understand? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think there's a question here. It says about, should you wait till you are older to write a will, or you acquire assets, you need to, no, when you acquire assets, you don't need to be older. You don't need to be older. In fact, even right now, if you have properties, if you have maybe your phone, your laptop, your bed, your investments, whatever, you can write a will. A will doesn't mean that you have to build a mansion or you have to go and build an estate before. You can have a will, you can write it, and then get a lawyer to advise you and then to lead you. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, so I'm sure there are no more questions.
Yeah. Okay, is there any other question from anybody?
Yes, I wanted to ask, what about the money in the bank accounts? Like those of us that have money in the bank account, and maybe you have huge amount of money. I've seen situations whereby when the owner of the money dies, none of the family members is entitled to the money. Like the bank will not even allow you have access to the money, especially
Save
when
money
the
for the
mandate
bank.
in the bank account says so signatory. So you cannot withdraw from it. So I think it's advisable for people to also try to change the mandates in their accounts, maybe either to sign with a trusted family member. And maybe they can also have a book where they can write passwords and all those stuff like that. So can you throw more light on the subject matter? Thank you.
Okay, I think that's an interesting one, Emanuela. I will not probably say it's advisable to have the signatory mandate to be either to signed. It depends on the situation. No, you can't advise people to have that kind of, if not, even if you are not dead, your child will go withdraw your money and then it's gone. What are you going to do? Anybody who have access to any other thing and then signs, withdraws, so because we've had situations where there are two friends, okay, they're actually dating, they were in love, they came to open an account, and now there has been a confusion because it's either to sign. The man just came in, signed, and then took the money away. How would the bank determine that they have confusion? So the either to sign, I will not say outright that everybody should have it, but per your situation, that is what you can do. And in fact, if it is one to sign, the bank should be able to hand over the money to whoever is supposed to have the money per the laws in that jurisdiction. In Ghana here, if you want to have the money of maybe your dead parent or your late parent, they have a lot of money in the bank, and then your parent is dead, and then maybe you saw somewhere that he has a statement of a certain bank with a certain amount of money. You just go in with a statement, then you speak to them. Look, this is my mother's statement. I think she has some money there. Can you check if you have some money? Let's see how we can take over. The bank will check, and see if you are a beneficiary to that account or if you're a next of kin to that account. In Ghana here, next of kin doesn't take over the account per the laws. It is the
Exactly.
beneficiaries that take over the account. The beneficiaries, they are entitled to the funds. So if your name is there, then they can go ahead and require you to bring the documents they need to process it. If your name is not there and the next of kin is there and they mention the person's name, you can inform the next of kin. Then you go through the legal process. In Ghana, you have to bring something we call letter of administration, which is issued by the court. Okay, and then the court applies a seal. Then you can take it to the bank and then you process it from there. Yeah, so that is what I can say on your question.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. So, any other? David is gone. Any other question? Okay, if there are no questions, I think I'll thank you and I'll thank the organizers for having me. See you some other time and do take care of yourself. And
Thank you
make
very
sure you
much.
implement what I've said. Yeah.
Yes, sir. All right, please let's thank our speaker for tonight. Such insightful session.
Thank you, sir. May the Lord bless you.
Yeah, thank you. You're welcome.
Okay, guys. So with this, we've come to the end of the World Builders Conference. This is the first edition. We hope to have another edition soon. And I'm very certain because I personally too, I'm about to go and rearrange. I mean, I have to go and do a lot of reshaping, replanning because I've done a lot of relearning during these 2 days of the conference. And this is my advice for us all. It's one thing to learn, and it's another thing to put into action what we have learned. Now, everything we've learned from yesterday and today, if we do not put into practice what we have learned, the truth is would be the same thing as those who did not attend the conference at all. There'll be no difference between the both of us, right? Those who didn't attend and we who attended, if we do not take action. So my advice is ensure you take action. If you need to take action on creating a budget, of course, our speaker for tonight already gifted us a budgeting template. As soon as you get that, ensure you swing into action. And of course, if you have questions with probably using the template, you could always reach out in the group, and then we'll get answers for you from the speaker. Also, the speaker also gave us the privilege of getting his contact. So yes, that also works. But please, very importantly, make use of what we have learned, so that this conference, you could point back and say it was from this conference that my finances started taking shape, started becoming better. My financial journey became even smoother because I attended this conference, and we would love to hear those kind of testimonies. Once again, my name is Dami, and of course my co-host for today, David. Thank you so much for staying through to the end for today, despite the network bohaha and everything. Thank you so much to our guests too. And of course, a recap will be sent to the group again. And when the video is also ready, the replay video is ready, we'll share on the group so you can go and watch, take your time and watch without the struggle of, okay, where we are. But thank you so very much. I mean, thank you so much. And I believe you've gotten so much value. All right, so we'll call it a night here and see you in the group. Bye, everyone.
See you guys.